Dengan izinnya Arif. Assalamualaikum, selamat sejahtera dan selamat pagi. Prosiding pendengaran, penerimaan masuk, Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara, Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya pada hari ini Jumaat, 13 Ogos 2021 dijalankan secara sidang video Zoom di atas persetujuan semua pihak berikutan dengan Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan Pelan Pemulihan Negara PPN Fasa 1. Hakim yang bersidang pada hari ini adalah Yang Arif, Dato Ahmad Kamal bin Muhammad Shahid, Hakim Mahkamah Tinggi Bahagian Kuasa-Kuasa Khas 1. Seterusnya, Mahkamah ingin mengingatkan semua pihak agar kekal di kedudukan masing-masing, tidak menutup video walaupun setelah selesai giliran. Diminta kerjasama tuan dan puan agar tidak melayari live streaming di YouTube berdekatan dalam bilik yang sama semasa prosiding ini sedang berjalan kerana dikhawatiri akan mengganggu sistem rakaman audio. Terima kasih. Dipohon kepada wakil-wakil yang hadir pada hari ini bagi pihak Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor untuk memperkenalkan diri. Silakan.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Izni Alina Zanal, Peguam Kanan Persekutuan bagi pihak Jabatan Peguam Negara.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Divisi Malaya, Alex Cheng for the Bar Council.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, bagi pihak Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor, Katrina Wee.
Terima kasih. Seterusnya, Mahkamah akan memanggil nombor petisyen satu persatu. Apabila nombor petisyen dipanggil, pempetisyen diminta berdiri dan memperkenalkan diri. Kemudian, peguam pengusul atau mover terus sahaja membacakan latar belakang pempetisyen sehingga selesai. Dengan izinnya Arif, petisyen pertama WA 18-644-05-2020, sila perkenalkan diri.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Ifratul Hanan, Pempetisyen Pertama.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Yusfariza bin Yusof mewakili Pempetisyen Ifatul Hanan binti Nasruddin, dan bersama-sama saya adalah rakan-rakan bijaksana saya, Puan Izni Eliana binti Zainal, Peguam Kanan Persekutuan daripada Jabatan Peguam Negara, Encik Alex Chang Hui Wah, wakil daripada Majlis Peguam Malaysia, dan juga Cik Katrina Karvin Wee Suyen, wakil daripada Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur. Ya Arif, sebelum saya mengusulkan pendengaran permohonan pempetisyen untuk diterima masuk sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya, izinkan saya memperkenalkan pempetisyen terlebih dahulu. Pempetisyen telah dilahirkan di Kota Baharu, Kelantan pada 30 Julai 1995 kepada pasangan Encik Nasruddin bin Hassan dan Puan Wan Hamidah binti Wan Daud. Beliau merupakan anak pertama daripada 6 adik-beradik. Pempetisyen telah mendapat pendidikan awal di Sekolah Kebangsaan Muazzam Shah, Sekolah Kebangsaan Balok dan juga Sekolah Rendah Agama Islam Al-Irsyad Kuantan, dan menyambung pendidikan menengah di Ma'had Muhammadi Perempuan Kelantan dan Sekolah Menengah Agama Al-Ihsan Kuantan. Beliau kemudiannya telah melanjutkan pelajaran pada peringkat asasi serta peringkat ijazah di Universiti Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia dan telah berjaya menamatkan pengajiannya pada September 2019, yang mana beliau telah dianugerahkan ijazah sarjana muda undang-undang dengan kepujian. Pempetisyen seterusnya telah memilih untuk memulakan latihan dalam kamar di bawah bimbingan rakan bijaksana saya Encik Azizul Ashraf bin Abdul Aziz di Tetuan Zulpadli dan Idham. Di samping itu, pempetisyen juga telah menerima bimbingan dan tujuh ajar secara tidak langsung daripada Encik Asmadi bin Osman, Encik Muhammad Hanafi bin Jantan, Encik Khairul Anwar bin Jamil, Encik Abdullah Az-Zubair bin Awaluddin, Puan Nurul Ashikin binti Sya'rani, Encik Muhammad Raihan bin Lazan, Encik Bushra bin Muhammad Anwar, Encik Muizzuddin Afif bin Mazlan, Encik Aina Sofia binti Muhammad Razif, Encik Arisa Azrin binti Ismawi dan Cik Nur Najmin binti Ahmad Farouk sepanjang tempoh latihan dalam kamar, dan pempetisyen telah menyempurnakan latihannya pada bulan Februari 2021. Ya Arif, pertama sekali di hari yang bersejarah ini, Pempetisyen mengucapkan syukur kehadirat ilahi kerana dengan izin dan rahmatnya, Pempetisyen telah dapat menyempurnakan latihan beliau. Pempetisyen juga ingin mengambil peluang untuk mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih dan penghargaan tidak terhingga kepada kedua ibu bapanya di atas setiap berkat doa mereka. Kasih sayang yang telah dicurahkan, ilmu pengetahuan yang diberikan, jerih perit pengorbanan dan kepercayaan tanpa ragu mereka kepada Pempetisyen. Tidak lupa juga kepada seluruh ahli keluarga Pempetisyen yang sentiasa berada bersama Pempetisyen. Mereka inilah sumber kekuatan, semangat serta dorongan kepada Pempetisyen dalam mengejar impian. Seterusnya, Pempetisyen juga ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada pengajar Pempetisyen iaitu Encik Azizul Ashraf bin Abdul Aziz yang telah menerima Pempetisyen sebagai pelatih dalam kamar di bawah bimbingannya dan dengan sabar memberi pendedahan serta tunjuk ajar berkenaan selok-belok perundangan yang tidak dapat dipelajari secara teori di universiti. Pempetisyen turut ingin merakamkan penghargaan kepada seluruh peguam cara dan kaki tangan Tuan Zulfadli dan Idham di atas layanan yang baik serta bantuan dan nasihat yang diberikan. Pempetisyen bersyukur atas kehadiran rakan-rakan pelatih dalam kamar yang lain di Tuan Zulfadli Idham kerana budi baik mereka menjadikan tempoh latihan dalam kamar sangat bermakna dan penuh warna. Di kesempatan ini juga Pempetisyen ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada sahabat-sahabat beliau yang sentiasa membantu, khususnya Cik Atikah, Cik Syazwani, Puan Afrika dan Cik Maziah sepanjang tempoh latihan Pempetisyen. Pempetisyen tidak akan berada di hari ini jika bukan kerana ilmu yang diajarkan oleh pensyarah-pensyarah di Ahmad Ibrahim Kuliah of Law UIAM dan berkat doa orang-orang yang tersayang. Pempetisyen bersyukur kerana dipertemukan dengan insan-insan terbaik ini dan hanya Tuhan yang membalas jasa mereka. Pempetisyen mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Yang Arif Hakim, peguam-peguam kaki tangan mahkamah dan pusat bantuan government serta jawatan kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur atas kerjasama dan bantuan berikan. Yang Arif, saya percaya bahawa Pempetisyen adalah seorang yang berkelayakan di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976 dan kesemua surat cara Pempetisyen adalah sempurna dan teratur. Saya juga percaya bahawa rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang mewakili badan-badan berkenaan tiada bantahan. Dengan itu Yang Arif, saya dengan rasa penuh hormat dan rendah diri memohon kepada Mahkamah yang mulia ini supaya Pempetisyen Ifatul Hanan binti Nasruddin diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Tiada bantahan ya Arif?
报告是那我就先了，cepat.
Tiada bantahannya, Arif.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Ifatul Hanan binti Nasruddin untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Terima kasih Ya Arif. Saya juga dengan rendah diri Ya Arif memohon kebenaran Mahkamah yang mulia ini untuk membenarkan Pempetisyen menyarungkan jubahnya sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Ya.
Terima kasih Arif.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih Arif.
Sama-sama.
Dengan izin Ya Arif, petisyen kedua WA 18-1162-09-2020, sila perkenalkan diri.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Darren Lim Wijen, Pempetisyen kedua.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Joanne Leong yang mewakili pihak Pempetisyen Darren Lim Wijen pada hari ini. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili Yang Berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur telah diperkenalkan awal tadi. Jika boleh, saya memohon dari kebenaran Yang Arif untuk meneruskan hujaan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Silakan.
My Lord, I pray to introduce the petitioner Darren Lim Wei Zheng. Darren is born and raised in a relatively small but famous town of Batu Pahat, Johor. The petitioner completed his primary education in SJKC Sinhua and his secondary education in SMK Datin on Jaffa. The petitioner furthered his studies by completing his Malaysian Higher School Certificate, or also well known as STPM, in the High School Batu Pahat, and I'm proud to announce that he was one of the top scorers in his school. Rather than the traditional inspiration of dramatic courtroom action, the petitioner was courted by the interaction between legal regulations and business trends, which then inspired the petitioner to read law at the National University of Malaysia, UKM. His aim was and still is to become a successful corporate lawyer. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the petitioner embarked on a rather unconventional way of completing his studies, wherein the petitioner had to complete his entire final semester through online classes and examination. I'm honored to say that despite the difficulties and the uncertainties that he had to go through, he plowed through and graduated from UKM with a first-class honours. The petitioner then commenced his pupillage in the chambers of Miss Wong Ki Hui at Zaid Ibrahim and Co., or more well known as Zico. During his pupillage, the petitioner was able to enjoy the very reason he read law, to practice and gain exposure and experiences in the legal intricacies of corporate and commercial transactions and projects, energy and infrastructure works, closely guided by his master and the colleagues of his firm. The petitioner is thankful for the 9 months of training. My Lord, on this special occasion, the petitioner would also like to express his sincerest gratitude to his family, friends, teachers, lecturers, and all the people that he has crossed paths with for the love, support, wisdom, and lessons he has received. The petitioner would like to specially give thanks to the following people. To his parents, Lim Ni Song and Lee Chun Kok, without whom the petitioner would not be here today. The petitioner wished to record his deepest gratitude to his parents for their unconditional love, constant encouragement, and sacrifices they have made through all these years. Without whom the petitioner could not proudly say that he is the first member of his family member to enter the legal profession. To his seniors and friends from the university, especially Malene Kaur, Hian Ti, Gan Kok Jin, Liao, and Wei Xiang, and many others for the beautiful friendship, laughter, support throughout his law degree. To his pupil mates at Zico, for all the support and help rendered throughout his time as a pupil in the firm. The petitioner is especially thankful to Ho Zeng Tao, Audrey Lim, Nu Shuhaila, Cheng Ju Yen, Roland Chui, and Eileen Teo for making his pupillage experience an interesting and memorable one. To his pupil master, Wong Ki Hui, and his current superior, Tan Wai Hong, for the unparalleled opportunities given to the petitioner throughout his time at the firm. The petitioner is especially thankful to Wong Ki Hui for allowing him a chance to undergo his pupillage in Zico. The petitioner will always keep his pupil master words in his mind that legal practice is a marathon and not a sprint, and he has just begun the race. The petitioner acknowledges that there is no shortcuts in the legal profession, and it takes hard work to become a successful lawyer. The petitioner looks forward to furthering his legal practice with tenacity, especially during these trying times. My Lord, with all the thank yous done, I would like to say that the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the Honourable Court. I believe all the petitioner's papers are in order, and that my learned friend from the Attorney General's Chambers, the Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee, respectively, I have no objections to this petition. As such, my lord, I humbly moved this honourable court to admit and enrol the petitioner, Darren Lim Wei Zheng, as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya.
Ada bantahan ya, Arif?
Disertasi, my lord. Trial counsel have no objections.
Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur tiada bantahan ya, Arif.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Darren Lim Wei Zheng untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
My lord, may I humbly seek the court's permission to allow the petitioner to robe himself.
Dibenarkan.
Much obliged.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Much obliged.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, petisyen ketiga WA 18-1268-09-2020. Sila perkenalkan diri.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Ivan Ong Hong Beng, Pempetisyen ketiga.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Nadish Gana Baskren hadir mengusul petisyen ketiga bagi pihak Pempetisyen Ivan Ong Hong Bin pada pagi ini. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili yang berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur telah pun diperkenalkan. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran Yang Arif untuk meneruskan hujanan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Silakan.
Much obliged. My lord, I crave leave of this honourable court to introduce the petitioner Ivan Ong Hong Bin. My lord, the petitioner was born on the 26th of June 1996 in Kuala Lumpur and is the first child of Mr. Ong Jing Shan and Ms. Chan Swet Yen. The petitioner received his primary education at SJKC Jalan Davidson and his secondary education at the Methodist Boys Secondary School, Kuala Lumpur. My lord, the petitioner read law at the National University of Malaysia, where he graduated in 2020. He could still remember clearly when he first stepped into the university. Everything seemed new to him, the people, the accommodation, and the environment. However, the petitioner lived by the motto, "Great things never come from comfort zones," which then kept him going in pursuing his legal career. During his time at the university, the petitioner was actively involved in various extracurricular activities. The petitioner received the most outstanding law graduate during his convocation. My lord, apart from excelling in his studies, the petitioner also had an excellent extracurricular activity during his time at the Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia. Amongst others, the petitioner was involved in the National University of Singapore Youth Ecosperity Dialogue, ASEAN Foundation Model ASEAN Meeting in Singapore, and CIMB Young ASEAN Leaders in 2018. My lord, the petitioner actively took part in various volunteering programs, namely the ASEAN Youth Volunteering Program, the Global Students Mobility Partnership, and various mooting competitions during his time at UKM. Upon completion of his studies, the petitioner in September 2020 commenced his pupillage at Messrs. Zul Rafiq and Partners under the tutelage of Mr. Kuhendran Tanapala Singham. During his pupillage, the petitioner was involved in various areas of law, such as construction litigation, employment and industrial relations, and general litigation. My lord, on this propitious day, the petitioner wishes to take this opportunity to express his utmost gratitude to the following. Firstly, the petitioner wishes to express his gratitude to the Almighty God for all the blessings in his life. Secondly, the petitioner wishes to record his appreciation towards his grandmother, Miss Chu Po Chin, and his late grandfather, Mr. Chan Chong Tai, for their absolute love and care. Moving on, his parents, Mr. Ong Jing Shan and Miss Chan Swet Yang, his sister, Grace Ong Zen Tong, for their unwavering support emotionally and financially. The petitioner wishes to thank his parents and his sister for the encouragement without which he would not be able to stand here proudly and to be admitted to the Malaysian bar. No words can express how thankful the petitioner is to his parents for their unconditional love and sacrifices. The petitioner would also like to take this opportunity to thank his uncles, Mr. Chan Hock Leong and Mr. Chan Hock Man, for their endless support. My Lord, the petitioner would like to thank Lim Jia Yi for her patience and support throughout his journey. In the petitioner's own words, no speech can do justice to the contribution a teacher makes. The petitioner would like to take this opportunity to record his sincere appreciation to all his teachers from SJKC Jalan Davidson and the Methodist Boys Secondary School, Kuala Lumpur. Further, his sincere gratitude and to his dedicated and helpful lecturers at the National University of Malaysia. Throughout his 9 months of full dedication and commitment to the firm of Masa Zulrafiq and Partners, the petitioner would like to record his gratitude and appreciation to his pupil master, Mr. Kohendran Tanapalasingham, for the opportunities and guidance he had given him. The petitioner aspires to be as brilliant, sharp, and a successful lawyer as his pupil master one day. The petitioner would also like to seize this opportunity to thank his friends and pupil master who have always been there for him through rain and shine and making his pupillage journey a fruitful and memorable one. Last but not least, the petitioner would like to thank his mentors and colleagues in Masa Zulrafiq and Partners, especially Ms. Wong Kit Ching, Ms. Susan Tan, and Ms. Elveri Teo for providing a conducive learning environment to the petitioner during his pupillage and their willingness to share their experience throughout, experience, thoughts, wisdom, and guidance with him. My Lord, the petitioner is aware that the legal profession is a challenging one. However, the petitioner believes that by staying humble and striving hard, with the support of his learned friends and colleagues, his legal career will be a successful and a fruitful one. My Lord, I believe the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of this honorable court. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya percaya kesemua surat cara adalah teratur dan rakan-rakan bijaksana saya dari badan-badan berkenaan tiada apa-apa bantahan. Oleh yang demikian Yang Arif, dengan rendah diri, saya memohon agar Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini menerima masuk dan mendaftaraikan Pempetisyen Ivan Ong Hong Bin sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Ada bantahan Yang Arif?
Petition Malaya. Counsel, no objections.
Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur tidak mempunyai bantahan Yang Arif.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Ivan Ong Hong Bing untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Saya memohon kebenaran untuk Pempetisyen menjubahkan diri sendiri.
Silakan.
Much obliged, my lord.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, petisyen keempat WA 18-1336-10-2020. Sila perkenalkan diri. Tuan Ho, kita tak dengar nama. Boleh kenalkan diri semula? Nama tak dapat tak dengar dengan jelas.
Saya Ho Jun Jae, Pempetisyen keempat.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Long Chejo. Saya hadir sebagai pengusul bagi pihak Pempetisyen Ho Jun Jae pada pagi ini. Bersama saya adalah rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili yang berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur yang telah pun diperkenalkan awal tadi. Hari ini ditetapkan untuk petisyen penerimaan masuk Pempetisyen sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran Yang Arif untuk meneruskan hujahan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dibenarkan, silakan.
I'm much obliged. My Lord, may I introduce the petitioner, Ho Jun Jae. Your petitioner was born in Seremban on 8th of July 1997 and is the third child of Mr. Ho Wei Kong and Madam Du Mei Chun. Your petitioner had his early education in SJKC Kuomin, Nilai, before continuing his secondary school at SMJK Chanhua II in Seremban. The petitioner has decided on becoming a lawyer since he was 17. He aspired to provide legal representation to those disadvantaged by poverty and use the law as a tool to protect the vulnerable groups in the society. The petitioner read laws at University of Malaya and graduated in August 2020. Upon graduation, your petitioner commenced his pupillage in Mrs. Chui and Company and Chiang and Arif under the tutelage of my learned friend Ms. Tan Ming Lee. My Lord, on this special day, your petitioner would like to thank a few people. Firstly, the petitioner wishes to thank his parents for their encouragement and support. His parents' guidance, upbringing, the genuine love, and the constant nagging made him who he is today. The petitioner would like to thank his pupil master, Ms. Tan Ning Lee, for her guidance and knowledge sharing throughout his chambering time. During the 9 months of pupillage, the petitioner was able to learn well in the realms of corporate law and capital markets. Petitioner is indebted to all other partners, associates, pupil mates in the firm for their guidance, kindness, and invaluable advice. The petitioner would like to express his gratitude to Hong Leong Foundation for sponsoring his legal studies. The petitioner would also like to specifically thank his friends Sesi, Chuan Sheng, and Xing Wei for always being there for him through the tough times. The petitioner would also like to thank his lecturers and course-mates for their guidance and support throughout his studies. My Lord, I believe that your petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of this honorable court. I believe all the petitioner's papers are in order and that my learned friends from the Attorneys General Chambers, the Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee respectively have no objection. Dengan itu Yang Arif, saya dengan penuh hormat memohon supaya Pempetisyen Ho Jun Jae diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai seorang Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
This is my lord. Counsel have no objections.
Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur tidak mempunyai bantahan Yang Arif.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Ho Jun Jae untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran mahkamah supaya Pempetisyen menjubahkan dirinya sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Much obliged. Thank you.
Welcome.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, petisyen kelima WA 18 1350 10 2020. Sila perkenalkan diri.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Tok Ani, Pempetisyen kelima.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Shanti Abraham dan saya adalah Peguam pengusul mewakili Pempetisyen kelima pagi ini. Bersama-sama saya adalah rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili Yang Berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya ingin memohon kebenaran Yang Arif untuk meneruskan ucapan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dibenarkan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. My Lord, it is my privilege to introduce the petitioner this morning, Ms. To Ani. Ms. To Ani was born on 31st of January 1997 in Hospital Muar and is the second child of Mr. To Beng Leong and Madam Ng B. Lan, who are privileged to be witnessing these proceedings online this morning. Young Arif, the petitioner received her early education in SJKC Bulo Kasap Segamat and continued her secondary education in SMK Bulo Kasap. The petitioner set her mind on studying law upon graduating from secondary school and following her passion was awarded the Bachelor of Laws Honours from the Multimedia University in 2020. My Lord, after graduation, the petitioner was fortunate to be offered a place to commence her pupillage in the esteemed firm of Messrs. Nathan and Co. under the tutelage of my learned friend, Mr. Ganesh Nathan. During this time, my Lord, the petitioner was exposed to civil dispute resolution and corporate, closely guided by her master, who monitored and continues, my Lord, to monitor her professional development. The petitioner extends her utmost gratitude to her pupil master for providing her with opportunities and guidance throughout her pupillage. Besides her master, the petitioner is thankful to Mr. Rajasurian, who is also from the firm, for his patience and guidance in her learning experience. In addition, the petitioner is thankful to her fellow colleagues at Mrs. Nathan and Co. The journey, she says, my Lord, would not have been possible without their guidance and patience. On this memorable day, Ms. To Ani wishes to take the opportunity to express her utmost gratitude and appreciation to her family. Foremost, my Lord, to her parents, Mr. To Beng Leong and Madam Ng B. Lan. She would like to thank them for their love and support and encouragement, without which she would have not been able to achieve any of her milestones in her life. The petitioner would also like to thank her sibling, Ms. To Anna, for always being there for her. The petitioner would like to thank a multitude of friends for rendering endless support to the petitioner along this journey. He says it has been an incredible journey with every single one of them. And the petitioner would like to thank all the people who have helped her come to this momentous day. Young Arif, I believe the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of this honorable court. I believe all the petitioner's papers are in order and that my learned friends from the Attorney General's chambers, the Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee respectively have no objections to this motion. Young Arif, saya memohon kepada Mahkamah yang Mulia untuk Pempetisyen kelima, Cik To Ani, diterima masuk dan didaftari sebagai seorang Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
No objections, ma'am.
Yang Arif, Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur tidak mempunyai bantahan.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya, di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Toh Ani untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Yang Arif, saya memohon kepada Mahkamah untuk Pempetisyen kelima, Toh Ani, menjubahkan dirinya sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Much obliged, my lord.
Thank you.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, petisyen ke-6 WA 18 1408 10 2020. Sila perkenalkan diri.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Guneswari anak perempuan Guneswaran, Pempetisyen ke-6.
Tuan Anamalai. Tuan Anamalai. Mover ke-6.
Okey. Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya K. Anamalai Ramu, hadir bagi pihak Pempetisyen Guneswari anak perempuan Guneswaran. Pada hari ini, rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili yang berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur yang telah pun diperkenalkan awal tadi, Yang Arif. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya ingin memohon kebenaran kepada Yang Arif untuk meneruskan hujahan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris dan juga bahasa Malaysia, Yang Arif.
Silakan.
Yang Arif, may I introduce the petitioner, Yang Arif, Guneswari anak perempuan Guneswaran. The petition was born in a small clinic at Sungai Way on 3rd April 1997 to a lovely couple named Mr. Guneswaran and Mrs. Veni. The petitioner is the third daughter to the couple and have two elder sisters that has been her best friends at all this while. The petitioner was raised by her lovely grandparents, the late Mr. Munyandi and the late Mrs. Lechmi, where the petitioner was given a burden of love, care, as she was the youngest in the family, Yang Arif. Yang Arif, the petitioner had early education at Sekolah Kebangsaan Taman Seri Muda and continued her secondary education at Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Taman Seri Muda. Later, the petitioner pursues her studies to Johor Matriculation College and graduated with an excellent grade, Yang Arif. The petitioner later, Yang Arif, was offered to continue her studies at the National University of Malaysia. Then later, the petitioner embarked her tertiary studies at Faculty of Law, UKM, eventually obtained her Bachelor of Laws, second-class honours after 4 years of studies, Yang Arif. Yang Arif, upon graduating, the petitioner commenced her pupillage at Masa Gregory Yusran and Associates under the tutelage of Mr. Sukadev Singh, anak laki Bajan Singh, Yang Arif. Yang Arif, on this honorable day, Yang Arif, the petitioner would like to first and foremost thank to Almighty God for all the blessing He has showered on the petitioner and her family, Yang Arif, and for constantly being there with her through ups and downs of life, Yang Arif. Yang Arif, the petitioner would also like to thank her parents, sisters, uncle, aunties that had given their fullest support and encouragement, without which she would not have been able to achieve any of the milestones in her life. She would like to thank her family for being confident and sources of inspiration, Yang Arif. To her late grandparents, Yang Arif, she's eternally grateful to them for taking care of her while the parents worked hard and support the family, Yang Arif. They have been instrumental to the petitioner's achievements. They cared and loved the family unconditionally, Yang Arif. Yang Arif, the petitioner would like to thank her pupil master, Mr. Sukadev, for his guidance and knowledge sharing throughout her chambering time. The petitioner also wishes to take this opportunity to express her utmost gratitude to Miss Jiva Purani and Mr. Navin Joshua for all the unflinching support, care, encouragement, and guidance given throughout her pupillage period, Yang Arif. To everyone past, present at the firm, the petitioner thanks each and everyone for the interesting ride. Yang Arif, the petitioner would like to expressly thank her friends for always being there for her to make the tough times more bearable. The petitioner also extremely grateful to Mr. Ramu, the mover today, who has kindly agreed to take time out of his busy schedule to move the petitioner's cause. Yang Arif, I believe the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted, enrolled as an advocate and solicitor to this honorable court, Yang Arif. I believe all the petitioner papers are in order and that my learned friends from the AG's chambers, the Bar Council of Kuala Lumpur, the Bar Committee of Kuala Lumpur, and respectively, got no objection for this motion, Yang Arif. Yang Arif, I humbly, Yang Arif, to this honorable court, admit this person to be admitted as High Court of Malaya, Yang Arif, Guna Swandari, anak perempuan Muniswari, as an advocate solicitor of the High Court of Malaya, Yang Arif.
Ada bantahan, Yang Arif?
Pempetisyen, my lord. Bar Council have no objections.
Tiada bantahan daripada jawatan kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur, Yang Arif.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Muniswari, anak perempuan Muniswaran, untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Yang Arif, saya mohon Mahkamah yang mulia ini supaya Pempetisyen ini menjubarkan baju gaun beliau sendiri, Yang Arif.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih, Yang Arif. Much obliged, Yang Arif.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, petisyen ke-7 WA 18-1592-10-2020, sila perkenalkan diri.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Joanne Limeli, Pempetisyen nombor 7.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Go Peng Hong, Peguam Pegusul yang mewakili Pempetisyen ke-7, Joanne Lim Wen Lee. Bersama dengan saya adalah rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang hadir pada hari ini yang mewakili Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor yang telah diperkenalkan sebelum ini. Yang Arif, saya dengan rendah diri memohon kebenaran Mahkamah yang mulia ini untuk meneruskan hujahan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Ya, dibenarkan.
My Lord, much obliged. I crave the leave of this honourable court to present the petitioner as a fit and proper person for admission and enrolment by introducing her background. The petitioner is the third child blessed to Mr. John Yi Xiong and Madam Janice Ng Mei Lee. She was born in the beautiful town of Taiping on 29 May 1997, but was raised both in Kuantan and Malacca. The petitioner completed her primary education in SJKC Chongqing in Kuantan and continued her secondary education in St. David High School in Malacca. In 2020, the petitioner graduated from the Multimedia University of Malacca and was honored with the Bachelor of Law degree. The petitioner was then fortunate to be offered a privilege at Mrs. Woon Wee Yuan and Partners under the guidance of my learned friend, Madam Vicky Ng Pei Chun. On this momentous occasion, the petitioner would like to express her utmost gratitude to her pupil master for guiding the petitioner in each and every step of becoming a lawyer. She completed her pupillage with a few valuable lessons from Madam Vicky Ng that humility, dedication, and persistence go a long way in life. The petitioner is also grateful for all her kind colleagues at the firm for imparting their wisdom and guidance to the petitioner. By the words of Aesop, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. My Lord, the petitioner would like to humbly express her heartfelt appreciation to her parents, Mr. John Lim and Madam Janice Ng, for their financial sacrifices and unwavering support that never ceased to believe in her in every decision that she made since day one. The petitioner would also like to thank her siblings, Miss Judith Lim, Mr. Joshua Lim, Mr. Julius Lim, and her brother-in-law, Mr. Alan Ho, for all their endless support and love towards their beloved sister throughout all these years. No words could express how thankful the petitioner is to her family's love and sacrifices. The petitioner would never have reached this milestone without the families by her side. The petitioner would like to deliver a special thanks to all her university friends, especially Hassan, Richelle, Isabel, who made the 5 years of law school fun and memorable. The petitioner will never forget all the sleepless nights and every Nando's they share for every small milestone they achieved together. My Lord, the petitioner would also humbly thank all her high school friends, especially Doretta, Maya, Vivian, Queen, Bela, Jevin, Siva, Ben, Brian, Disha Nandan, who rendered their hands in her life when needed most. They are the ones standing by the petitioner throughout all the joyous and hard times for the past 10 years. Last but not least, the petitioner would like to sincerely thank the names that are not specifically mentioned above, but who are always there for her. The petitioner would like to thank them, would like them to know that they would always have a special place in her heart. Yang Arif, saya percaya bahawa kesemua surat cara Pempetisyen adalah lengkap dan teratur. Saya juga percaya bahawa Pempetisyen adalah seorang yang layak dan rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang mewakili Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor tidak mempunyai sebarang bantahan. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya dengan rendah diri memohon kebenaran Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini untuk menerima masuk dan mendaftaraikan Pempetisyen Joanne Lim Wendy sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Ada bantahannya, Arif?
Petition, my Lord. Bar Counsel have no objections.
Yang Arif, Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur tidak mempunyai bantahan.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Joanne Lim Wen Lee untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya dengan rendah diri ingin memohon kebenaran Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini untuk membenarkan Pempetisyen untuk menjubahkan diri sendiri.
Dibenarkan.
Terima kasih, Pak Arif.
Ya, sama-sama.
Masya Allah, Yang Arif.
Thank you.
Terima kasih kepada semua wakil-wakil jabatan dan peguam pengusul. tahniah diucapkan kepada semua pempetisyen yang telah didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Diminta sekali lagi diingatkan agar tuan-puan kekal di kedudukan masing-masing dan tidak menutup video walaupun setelah selesai ucapan dari Yang Arif Hakim. Terima kasih. Seterusnya, ucapan dari Yang Arif Hakim.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan selamat pagi. Pertamanya, Mahkamah ingin merakamkan ucapan terima kasih kepada wakil-wakil daripada Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia, Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor, serta semua peguam pengusul yang telah hadir pada pagi ini. Tidak lupa juga saya ingin merakamkan ucapan terima kasih kepada ibu bapa, keluarga, rakan-rakan para pempetisyen dan semua yang telah sudi meluangkan masa untuk hadir secara maya bagi menyaksikan perbicaraan pada pagi ini yang disiarkan secara langsung melalui sidang video. Saya juga ingin mengambil kesempatan ini untuk merakamkan ucapan terima kasih dan syabas kepada semua tenaga pengajar iaitu masters dan firma-firma Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara yang telah membimbing dan mendidik pempetisyen sehingga menjadi peguam pada pagi ini. Ifatul Hanan binti Nasruddin, Darren Lim Wei Zeng, Ivan Ong Hong Bing, Ho Jun J, To Ani, Muniswari anak perempuan Muniswaran, dan Juen Lim Wen Lee. Tahniah dan syabas saya ucapkan. It gives me great pleasure to congratulate each and every one of you for your success in being admitted to the High Court of Malaya as an advocate and solicitor. Today is a significant day for you. It is a significant day too for your family and friends who are present here today to share in this joyous occasion. This ceremony marks the beginning of your professional life as a lawyer. This is a very special and privileged moment in the life of any new lawyer. What awaits you next is many more years of dedicated study, hard work, and perseverance. These are, after all, the hallmarks of all good lawyers. The success you have achieved in being admitted to the High Court of Malaya is not yours alone. A special tribute must be given to your families, particularly your parents, who, in one way or another, be it financially or otherwise, supported you and gave you their succor as you endeavored to become a lawyer. So please take the opportunity after this ceremony to thank them for their support and their patience. May I also congratulate your families, particularly your parents, who supported you, be it financially or emotionally, and gave you their succor as you endeavored to realize your ambition to be a lawyer. Please allow me on this special day of yours to say what it means to be a lawyer and about the responsibilities and burdens that are attached to that role. First, the most importantly, you must recognize that to do practice law is a privilege. This privilege of calling yourself a lawyer comes with many perquisites. This includes being treated with respect and regard, not only by your clients, but also by the public generally. You will be recognized as an officer of the court when you appear in a courtroom. You will have the distinction of being gowned as you are today, whenever you appear in court on behalf of a party. You will have the pleasure and satisfaction of being referred to as counsel by judges and opposing lawyers. With the privileges of being a lawyer, there are certain responsibilities expected of you. Law is a learned, honorable, and noble profession. As you join it from today, you do so on the solemn undertaking that you will act in accord with your distinguished office. That is to say, that you will act professionally. In conducting yourself as a lawyer, you are expected to maintain the highest professional standards. But what exactly does professionalism mean? For me, professionalism signifies a cluster of values that are tangible. The first is integrity. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. Integrity means doing the right, honest thing, even when no one is watching you. It means choosing your thoughts and actions based on values rather than personal gain. Integrity is a value we place on ourselves. Respect is a value we place on others. Respect and success can only be earned through hard work and adherence to strong ethical and professional values. What this further entails is that you should always be polite, always be courteous, and respectful of others, regardless whether they are lawyers, judges, or clients. Having professional standards equally connotes that you conduct yourself in a manner befitting of the profession. In so doing, always remain humble and true to yourself. You are joining an old and ancient profession where diligence and vigilance are always expected. In the words of Lord Radcliffe, you cannot train a judge to be judged, but you can educate a lawyer to be a lawyer. By being called to the bar today, you are on the threshold of the beginning of your education to become lawyers. While this is an occasion to celebrate your successes thus far, I'm afraid your legal education is far from complete. Law is a profession that demands constant learning, and you must engage with the evolving of rules and legal principles that have resulted from years of analysis. What this translates into is hard work. There is no substitute for hard work. You owe it to yourself and to your clients to always give your best. Lastly, may I extend my warmest congratulations to you and wish you the very best in what I hope will be a long and fulfilling career in law. May your life be forever enriched. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Mahkamah dengan ini ditangguhkan. Terima kasih.
Okey, terima kasih ya. Diminta tuan-tuan dan puan-puan kekal di video masing-masing, ada sesi fotografi ya. Jadi boleh betulkan kedudukan, kebaskan diri. Seperti saya ingatkan tadi, kalau tuan-tuan nak simpan gambar, boleh screenshot sendiri ya. Sedia? Ya Arif, sedia? POJ, kami ready? POJ? POJ? Okey, sebab POJ ada urusan, ada sedang Zoom satu lagi. Okey, semua standby, okey? Arif, ready? Kita screenshot ya. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okey, satu lagi. 1, 2, 3. Okey. Terima kasih.
Masuk kelas dulu.
Terima kasih. Tahniah ya. Terima kasih.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations, everyone. Dear
Congratulations.
petitioners, dear petitioners, there's a typo in the PDF list of my name. Can you please ensure that the name is correct? Yeah, I've mentioned my correct name in the chat box. Please check. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuan.
Congratulations to everybody.
All right, then stay safe, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Tuan Azmi.
Thank you, Tuan Azmi.
Terima kasih kembali.
Thank you, Azmi.
Tahniah, good luck.
Terima kasih.